What is up, dudes and dolls? Welcome back. When I say dolls, I don't think actually any chicks even watch my shitty channel, but you never know. Anyway, welcome back, or welcome for the first time if you're first time in the neighborhood. My name's Mike, and here we go with one of my hobbies, which is dirt biking. So this is kind of just a random video. I'll tell you right now, we're going to discuss the bike, we're going to discuss the camera I'm using, and I was thinking I was going to talk to you guys about motorcycle course and insurance and what's the deal with that. So let's start with the bike. The bike's a 1990 Suzuki DR200, just a 200cc. My first time putting a bike legally on the road, so all plated and insured and everything like that. Actually, my second enduro though, because I did have an enduro before this, but I just never put it on the road because I didn't have a bike license. So I bought this bike for $1,500. It needed a bunch of shit, so I did all that and got her all fixed up and running good. And here we are, out ripping it. I'm gonna mention that on this video, I was just kind of screwing around with the clips I got from the camera, which obviously, as you see in the bottom right hand corner, is an Insta360 1X2. Basically, if you don't know, it's a 360 camera, and I say that, but to this point at least, I have not figured out how to use it for uploading an actual 360 video. So I'm not really sure if that's a thing on this. I would imagine it's a 360 camera, but like my Samsung Gear 360 whatever, that was easy enough to do 360 videos with, but for some reason this one I can't, because I was like, oh okay, I could do like, you know, motovlogs or some shit, but then also put the 360 video up for people to kind of look around wherever they want. But maybe I'm just an idiot, and it's actually, I'm probably just an idiot and I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. But anyway, wanted to mention that you see these fucking puddles. Well, I drove all the way out here, so basically I made a video here a day or two before whatever this was, and I got rained on and it sucked, but like I'd gone all the way out there, so and I couldn't find this trail. I'd gone to the wrong place, so I ended up having to go online, go on Google Earth, and I found where it was I was trying to go. So then I came back here, and not even thinking that the trail would be all muddy and full of water and shit. So what happened then is I come out here, and in the very beginning there, basically I was trying to stay dry, because remember, I gotta like fucking cruise home and shit, and I only put running shoes on. I don't know why. I've got actual riding gear, I've got, you know, riding pants, I got riding boots, I got a riding jacket, all this shit, but somehow I don't put any of that shit on. I put on some blue jeans and some, like, you know, some sneakers and a sweater, which ultimately the ride home sucked. That's all I gotta say about that. That's a nice view though. This is like a quarry and shit, and I was looking at a sign, and they're gonna make waterfront properties out here somewhere. I don't think I'm in the right spot, but I saw a sign where they're gonna do like waterfront properties on the quarry, and I actually kind of like it. So we're gonna be putting the camera in a couple different spots. Basically, my first video I had like a shitty mount, and I wasn't happy with it, so I went on Amazon, I bought me a new mount, which is a lot better. Still not perfect though, because it kind of like where it clips onto the bar, it shakes around, but I think I can deal with it. I think I can work with it. So we're gonna try a couple of angles here, but let me see. So this was, yeah, straight up basically. Not my favorite angle, to be honest, but we're gonna do a chase one in a minute. I'm gonna switch it to behind, and you guys tell me in the comments, like, so if we call this one from above, and when I have it way out in the front looking towards me, I'm gonna call that looking back, and yeah, and then chase is from behind. You guys tell me what you think is the best view. Also, I don't know, it's too curvy on this view. Like, I've got it, I'm still kind of learning with this, so I think maybe I've got it up too high, I'm not really sure. So here I am unscrewing it, and I'm like, I don't like this spot, I'm gonna try this. So this was going back on the back, going on the back of the bike, now into my original mount. Sorry, stay with me here, I'm all over the place when I talk. I mounted my original mount to the back of the bike, because I was like, okay, And those are not cracks on the lens, that's just the stitch lines. When you spin it too quickly, you get those little stitch lines like that. But anyway, so now I mount it back here, and I screw up though, because ultimately, like, I end up getting paranoid. And we're gonna take the camera back off there. I don't know why, like, it was holding perfectly, but I got it in my head that it was not gonna go perfect. So anyway, you guys watch. This is my favorite view. I think this is actually really fucking dope, because it's doing like the least distortion on the actual like ground and sky and stuff. Obviously there's still some, but the more you zoom in, the more that levels out. So I could actually put the pole, I think, as far back as it could go, type of thing, and then zoom in the video, and I think I would get a pretty level ground. But even this isn't bothering me too much. So you see I'm looking back there, just making sure that I'm not losing my pole. But what happens is I don't trust the mount I had back there, because that was the one that kind of flops around a little bit. So even though it didn't move, I'm like, I don't trust it, and then I'm gonna do this instead. I'm like, fuck it. So I'm gonna redo it like that, but not to this location. This location's already been used up. We've been here now. You're gonna get to see some trails, shit like that. I can only go so far on the bike, because like there's trails off of here and shit like that, but they're like really too ruddy from like four-wheelers going through them, and they're so full of water and shit that, yeah, they're not ideal for me on the bike. But anyway, so I'm gonna put that back like that. But now you see, because we're above, we got this whole like I'm riding on top of the world thing again. Fuck, not my favorite. So anyway, I was gonna talk to you guys about motorcycle school. So this is just for people, maybe you're like, oh fuck, I kind of want to get a motorcycle, but I don't know what's it all about. So I'll tell you a couple things here just while you're watching the video. By the way, on the way back, I just said, fuck it, we're going to rip right through the puddles, because by now my feet are soaked anyway. But anyway, so the motorcycle school, how it works here in Ontario, in case you don't know. So you pay $25 and you're going to go and you do your M1, which is like at a little computer at the MTO Drive Test Center. So you pay $25. If you pass, you walk out of there with an M1 license. An M1 license means that you can go and ride your bike on any road that's got a speed limit of 80 kilometers an hour or less, with the exception of some northern communities have like ones that are like 90 or something, because that's all the roads that are up there. So you're allowed to ride on those. Also, you're allowed to ride on roads with a higher speed limit if there is no other way to get to your house. Like if there's no alternative, like you have to go on the highway to get like, and I think that would happen maybe like up on Highway 400. I think there might be some like little cutoffs or something where you had to get on the 400 or something. But anyway, so can you insure a bike on the, oh yeah, sorry, I'll continue. So on the M1 also, you can only ride like during daylight hours, or like half hour before sunrise and half hour after sunset. So basically no passengers, no alcohol, and that's about it. So you can ride on it, but I got a quote to insure my bike on an M1, and the quote was $350 a month. So you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, it's a fucking 1990 200cc bike. That's insane. So I didn't get a quote without motorcycle school, but I already knew that like motorcycle school would, you know, make it good. So like, so I didn't get a quote before signing up for motorcycle school, essentially, is what I'm saying. So then I went ahead and enrolled for motorcycle school, and then I talked to my insurance, got switching insurance, and I'm like, so how much is it going to be once I have my M2 with motorcycle school? And she's like, oh, like $600 a year, so that's $550 a month. And I was like, hot dog. So I go and I paid like $530 for motorcycle school, which was, and I'm going to give them a shout out here because they were cool. It's called Learning Curves in Hamilton, but they actually got a bunch of them all over the place or some shit. The instructors were cool. They were funny and outgoing and all that shit. Ultimately, the course is designed for people that have never even had their ass on a seat of a motorcycle. You do not use your own bike. You do not need insurance or anything other than your M1. And you have to have like approved riding gear. So, you have to wear, like, they prefer you to wear like motorcycle proper pants and jacket. But if you don't have it, you can wear like blue jeans. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust some pillows here behind me. I covered my face by accident. You can wear blue jeans and like a denim jacket. They tell you basically some shit that you can and can't do. And you have to have a DOT approved helmet, and you have to have eyewear, like some kind of eye protection. And then also you need double stitched leather riding gloves, or other like certain kinds of motorcycle gloves, basically. Like you can use leather gardening gloves, but they wanted like double stitched. Ultimately, it's so if you like fall off the bike or some shit, they don't want to see your finger bones sticking out. So anyway, so I go ahead and I do that. And it's like one evening in the class during the week, and then a Saturday and Sunday in class, like on the bikes. And they teach you right from scratch. Like you start off with some regular bullshit like talking and all that, and then eventually you end up sitting on the bike while somebody pushes you in neutral, and you practice the brakes, and they realize that this is all like seemingly silly because most of the people that are in the class have rode a bike before, for the most part illegally, but they don't care about that. They actually laugh about that because whatever. But if you don't learn right from the ground up with everybody, then some people might miss out, or people have a sometimes a habit of bullshit. They'll be like, oh, you understand this, and you're comfortable, you're doing this, and people will be like, yep, even though they're not. So they just teach everybody from the ground up, and over those 2 days, they basically build your confidence, which when it comes to riding, I'm one of those ones that still kind of lacks confidence. Like, mud makes me nervous. I've been dirt biking for years, but I still, for whatever reason, get nervous in mud. I just picture sliding out. It is slippery. You're going to see me. I have to like hit the brakes in certain spots here, but I don't understand. I watch these guys on YouTube, and they're on like mud tracks, and they just fucking gun it like nobody's business. And so like I am getting better, but it's practice, right? Practice. But so even me, though, I had a lot to learn, because riding a dirt bike is not riding a motorcycle. Rules of the road, proper approach to stops, like stop signs and turn signals and all this shit. That's all important shit to know out on the road. Anyway, so they teach you everything. And then in like basically once you have your M2, you have to wait like 18 months if you go to driving school. If you don't have driving school, you have to wait to 24 months. Then you go for what's called your M, your full M. And once you have your, so with your full M, they recommend going through them, because like if you go and get your testing for your M done through the Ministry of Transportation, they got like a 50% pass rate on your first try. Versus these guys, I think they said it was like a 95% pass rate, because before you ever go out on your M exam on the road, they go with you driving around and telling you everything that they are going to be looking for while you're on that test. So for the extra $300 or whatever it was, I am 100% going to be going back to them. And yeah, so that's mostly, I just wanted to talk to you guys about the camera, the bike, and the motorcycle school. And I'll tell you one thing: if you've never been on a bike, find someone to give it a shot. And for me, like, this is the kind of bike I wanted an enduro, because I want to be able to go hit the trails. Obviously I enjoy it. I've been doing it for many years. I like it. It's a good time, but I wanted to be able to also ride on the road. Although I still don't, I still haven't really gone very fast. I've gone up to like 90 kilometers an hour. That's it. It's an old bike. It's got a little bit of a shake to it, so like unbalanced wheel or whatever. But I mean, I'm slowly working my way there. I'm really glad, though. I'm 42. I'm so glad that I finally went and got the shit that I wanted for so long, and I wanted to be able to jump on a bike and cruise around. And this morning went and we bought my son a new Enduro as well, so he's gonna go get his bike license and go through the school. So I got someone to ride with, because I don't actually, surprisingly, not all the people I know, I don't know really anyone else with an Enduro or a bike or anything. So now we just bought a house, so once we get kind of everything going on the house and all the renos we're doing and all that, once all that calms down, one day there's a good chance I'm going to get a Harley, which means I have to get my other sleeve done. I got my one arm sleeved, but if I get a Harley, I think I better get the other one done. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below. Let me know what the best angle is, just so I know moving forward. I plan on doing moto vlogs. We're going to go Niagara Falls, Toronto, all over the place. So we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Peace out.